Back here, top of the fourth inning, and Pablo Migliavaca into pitch for the Hill United Chiefs, facing Verdon McKay, the shortstop for the PEGUIS REDMEN. Our apologies on the technical delay. We're working to debug that. We have a couple of theories, and we'll continue to work on that. There's a chopper on the infield. Mullally is going to wait for that to come down and go foul. We're going to get Darren Box to come in and join us. And Darren, thanks for your patience here in waiting for us to get things ironed out. But welcome to the ISC Network. And how is ISC Hall of Famer Darren Box resonating with you?
You know, it actually sounds pretty good. It was quite a great event this morning that we had, great breakfast, and you know, I got to see a lot of guys that I haven't seen in a long time and sit back and reminisce and enjoy the moment. And like I said at the breakfast this morning, this is, you know, it's a very humbling moment and a great honor, and kind of surreal still at the moment to take it all in. But yeah, it's pretty awesome, and yeah, it's just great being here with all you guys.
I thought in your very elegant speech this morning, you made an interesting comment that getting a call from Doc Simmons in Broken Bow, Nebraska was something that was a bit out of left field for you to come and play for his team.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, I never really got into detail of the story, but my story goes, I was actually at a casino in Edmonton, and I knew Doc, obviously, just from playing the game and from the year before in St. Joe, Missouri, watching Broken Bow play and all that stuff. And you know, I was at a casino in Edmonton. I think I was playing a little bit of roulette, and I actually got a phone call. Back in those days, cell phones weren't that prominent, so I got a call from my parents, actually, letting me know that he had called our house phone, which we still had at the time. And as soon as I heard that call, man, I grabbed my chips, I put them in my pocket, I raced home and got on the phone and called Doc, and yeah, from there it just you know, turned into what it did.
You had a great run with Gerald Muslar right off the bat. What was the connection between you two? How did that get going?
You know, to be honest with you, I think we're like the same person. You know, he's you know, he's a good human being, and you know, we both have the same kind of mentality out there. We were able to get together all the time, and we're always on the same page, and we understood each other, and you know, it really worked well between the two of us. You know, I've caught him for a lot of pitchers, obviously, over the years, and to be honest with you, I mean, they're great pitchers, but I never had a good connection with all of them, right? You know, everyone's got different personalities and things like that, but Gerald and I, we got along so well on and off the field. He's just such a wonderful human being, and I think that translated into our success on the field. Had a lot to do with it.
The Broken Bow team had a pretty unique culture in some regards that stemmed right from the top with Doc setting the tone.
Yeah, calling it unique is is exactly what it was. I mean, I played on a lot of teams over the years, and you know, there's no team like the Broken Bow team that I played with Doc. I don't know. It's hard to put into words just how he does it. He's just got a knack of running a fastball team, and you know, his commitment to family and to winning and you know, helping us be just better all around people is just something that I can't put a finger on how he did it. I'd love to emulate him. I do a lot of coaching. I coach my son in baseball. I'd love to bring that to their team, but honestly, it's just a natural gift that he has, and he's a great person, and I know he's had a profound impact on my life. And yeah, it was calling it unique. That's probably a good way of putting it. It's a one of a kind kind of team to play for sure.
You had a lot of strong personalities on that team, a lot of leadership. How did they treat you when you came in first time?
Yeah, like gold. You know, I mean, one thing with Doc, the way he builds his team is he looks for character first and he looks for talent second. Obviously, there was a ton of talent on that team. There's no doubt about that. But with the guys that he had, the Gerald Muslars, the Ryan Wolfs, the Rob Giesbrechts, the Joe Moraleses, the Jared Martins, the Thomas Mackies. They're all wonderful people as well. So they bring you in, they welcome you with open arms. He had a lot of veteran older players, the Jimmy Holmes, the Mike Schwigers, the David Franks, the Matt Mullers, that were just, that's what they were there for. And no, they bring you in, they treat you like one of their own. And the only way to win is to be a team, and it was a team from day one.
When you moved on to other teams, how much of that did you take with you to other teams?
You know, it's a really good question. I really tried to do that and bring that, you know, that leadership quality to other teams. You know, especially when I went to California, you know, I went down there, and to be honest with you, I had no idea what I was getting into when I went down. I just wanted to stay closer to home. I had an opportunity to play. And, you know, right away I kind of recognized, you know, this team, there's a little something here, right? These guys are pretty good. A lot of them are ex-college baseball players trying to get into fast pitch. And, yeah, I tried to bring some of that to that team and be that kind of leader and instill that kind of confidence with them. But like I said, no one can do it like Doc. So, you know, I'm not saying, I don't know if I was all that successful, but I certainly tried to bring it to the other teams I played on.
You certainly learned it from the best. Big 3-run home run there from Piplo Lopez, the Hill United Chiefs, extending their lead. Ryan talked about those early Bow teams and the one championship. You guys were barely tested, it felt like. You only gave up a couple of runs. What's it like to play with that kind of confidence?
You know, it's a great feeling. You know, we always joked about that team kind of in-house a little bit. We're saying, I don't think the Yankees could beat us right now. We were that confident. We went out and played, and you know, if memory serves me correctly, I think we scored about 65 runs that tournament, gave up about three or four. You know, it was absolutely dominant. You know, we went into every game knowing we were going to win. Of course, you know, it is a sport. You never do know, but we had so much confidence going into the final against the Farm. We faced Todd Martin, 100 times, and I think we just knew it was a matter of time. We just had to go out, do our best, and play the game. Yeah.
Is there a favorite memory from those early years with Bo?
You know, I'd say the first World Championship. We wanted it so bad. I'm not saying we didn't want the other ones, but that first championship, you know, they were coming off 2 consecutive losses in the final. I wasn't a part of that, obviously, but I could really sense amongst the group that was there from those previous years that they really wanted that one. And we did everything we could that year to focus our game for the World Tournament and just bring everything we had, you know, Claire. And, you know, it was just a really satisfying feeling to actually do it because, you know, we had what it took. And to go to Eau Claire and bring it and dominate like we did was just amazing. So I'd say that first championship's about my favorite memory from those years.
That seems to come up a lot. I think Gerald and Ryan picked the same one out the first time.
Right.
When you've won one like that, how special is it then to see somebody else win theirs?
Yeah, you know, I say that all the time around here is that, you know, you don't really follow everyone's career, so you don't know what they've done and haven't done. I often ask guys, I said, if you won a World Tournament, if you won a World Championship, you know, and I'm hoping they say yes, because you want to see everyone get the opportunity to win a World Tournament. And one guy that sticks out for me is Dean Holine. Dean Holine had a lot to do with my career early on. I played early on with him with the Express, and he mentored me and coached me and really, really helped me out, instilled a lot of confidence in me. And he went a long time without winning one, and I really, really wanted him to win one. And it just so happens that the diamond we're looking at right now is where he won his first one in 2009, and I couldn't have been happier for anyone in the world at that time.
Yeah, I think he threw his glove almost into orbit at the end of that one.
He was an absolute beast that weekend. No one was hitting him. He just had a knack for picking up his game and just being that guy. So I was really happy for him, and anyone out there that's won one, you know, you're happy for them because you know what it feels like, and it's just a wonderful thing.
It is. It absolutely is. So let's pick up the thread a little bit. You go to California, and that team had some good runs, but just didn't quite get there in the ice. He made the final day once. I'm not sure if that was still in your time or not, but you did bring a lot to that team for sure, because they really basically came up from being an ISC2 team and picked up some guys here and there, and were, you know, a bit of a force to be reckoned with in the ISC.
Yeah, correct. As I mentioned before, when I went down there, I noticed something with a lot of their core players that they actually had something there, and it was a team that we had played a lot before, but you don't really pay attention, you know. You don't really pay attention to the teams. Once I got there, I started to realize there's a lot of character here. There's a lot of great players, you know, and if we can somehow build around that, and build the team up a little bit, there could be something there. So over the course of about 3-4 years, we brought in Kelly McGiffin to coach, and he knows a lot of players. He knows a lot about the game. We were able to bring in Robbie O'Brien and Chad Ghostkeeper and Daryl Sandback and Derek Mason, stuff like that, right, over the years, and that really helped us to get to where we were. We did have we had good runs in the World Tournament. We had the one super run in 2007 where we were trying to shock the world, as we called it. Unfortunately, we were talking about earlier this week, we just came up against Corey Carew, who was just throwing lights out
that week. Yeah.
And we had no chance. I mean, you go out there and you play, but we had no chance. He beat us in the winners bracket final. We ended up getting through Gerald in the comeback game against the Patsies, and then we got pretty much destroyed by the farm there in the final. But it would have been, I'd have to say, just because of how it went down, if we ended up winning that would have been probably my favorite memory of my career. Because I was just a great group of people that, probably, I shouldn't really say, but probably had no business winning a world tournament, if you know what I mean. We built that to where it was, and we had a Cinderella run, and it would have been nice to finish it off.
For sure, that would have been great to see.
Yeah.
In terms of where you're at now, you said you're coaching your son. Is there an opportunity we see Darren Box coming back to coach any softball anytime soon?
Well, it's funny you kind of mention that, because I'm walking around the diamond here for the past couple of days, and I've had about 50 people come up and ask me how old I am. Right?
There's a Legends division too, isn't there?
They're trying to see where I fit in, and there's a lot of the 50 and over guys here that I know. Rich Aldane's down there, and I know he's playing in it. And he came up, first thing he asked, "Hey man, how old are you, man? Are you 50 yet?" I'm like, "Well, not yet." So, never. I guess
you're
never say
being recruited
never.
again, though.
Never say never. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any aspirations of doing it this time, but now that I'm here and I'm seeing the guys, and it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So who knows where the future may.
And that is the whole intent of that division,
Correct.
is to be, for it to be fun again.
Right.
To play for that fun.
Right.
A lot of guys when they come up for the interviews, but also when they at the Hall of Fame ceremonies, and I mentioned this to Ryan and Gerald earlier. The games are the games, and everybody knows who won and lost 'cause it's a matter of record. But it's always about the relationships and the friendships that you make, and that's really what I hear a lot of guys talk about when they make the speeches. And you did I thought a great job today talking about how important the relationships were.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I appreciate that. But they're absolutely right. This softball community is just one big family. I mean, it doesn't matter who you play for out there. Once you're not between the lines, you're all family. It's just a big brotherhood. And people often ask me if I miss the game. And to be honest with you, I really don't miss playing all that much, but I sure miss the camaraderie. I miss the people. And I've been away from the game for a while now. I haven't been to a world tournament since 2013, and to be here this week and run into so many people that I haven't seen in years, and to catch up and talk to them and see them, it's like we were never apart. Right?
You pick up right where you left off, don't you?
You sure do.
Yeah.
You really do. All these guys. I mean, we're a little fatter and older now, and a little grayer, with time. But it's great to see these guys that I haven't seen in a long time catch up. It's wonderful to have my son here with me, get a glimpse of kind of what I did for 15 years. It was a great experience. Met a lot of wonderful people.
Any other stories that come to mind? You talked about winning that first one with Broken Bow and Eau Claire, the California experience. What was it like playing for Edmonton, coming in almost unknowns that year? Yeah,
that was another little bit of a Cinderella run. That was a lot of fun. That was my first exposure to the ISC level. So I played the year 2000 with Edmonton Express with Bob Golden and Guy Greenwald, and of course we went to the World Tournament. We had a pretty good run there. I think we finished 8th, which was pretty darn good. And then that we coming off that the year before, we just won the Canadian Championship, right? Which we always, just from I guess a personal standpoint, whenever we always had a huge battle interprovincially with Grand Prairie Pride.
Right. Yeah.
So about a week before, whatever it was, prior to the Nationals, we had to play provincial championship against Grand Prairie in a best-of-5 series to see basically who was Alberta 1, who was Alberta 2 in the tournament. And you know, we really struggled against Grand Prairie. They had a good team. They had a really good team, and I think we lost in extra innings in Game 5 to lose the provincials. And then it's kind of funny. They sent out the schedule for the Canadian Championship. We take a look at the schedule, and we're Alberta too, and we have a much better schedule. And you shouldn't call it easy, but it was easier. So we kind of went into it going, well, you know, if we play like that and, you know, play well, we got Dean Holine. If we got Dean Holine, anything's possible. And we could make a run, and sure enough, we made that run and got through and won a Canadian Championship, and the rest was history. Yeah, it was awesome.
Talking with Darren Box here, when you got the call, what was your reaction? And then, of course, you have a few months for it to sink in before the actual ceremony. But what was your internal reaction when you got that call that you're going to go into the ISC Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's tough to really explain. You know, you kind of expect it's coming in a way. You hear rumors that might be being nominated. You have people emailing you asking for your address and whatnot and information. You know the nomination's gone in, but to actually get that call is it's a real surreal feeling. It still is today, and I think it was Ryan that was stating that, you know, we all think of ourselves as just another player out there, right? You don't really realize where you're at. We're just playing the game that we love to play, and as it turns out, we happen to be pretty good at it. And then one day down the road, you're standing at a podium with a microphone in front of your face, and you're a member of the Hall of Fame, and you kind of look back on it and you go, I really have no idea how this happened.
It's not anything, as you said this morning, it's not what you're playing for. Nobody is playing to get themselves into the Hall of Fame.
I guarantee you could go out there and ask any one of these players out there and what their goals are, and not one of them is going to say, well, I want to make the Hall of Fame. That's just not how we think. That's not how we do it, right? So for you to get there, it's pretty special. It really is. It's a special feeling, and it's very humbling.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Darren Box, thanks for joining us up here on the ISC Network. Congratulations. And, you know, we were saying earlier, I couldn't think of a better class of people. I mean, I've been going to these for a number of years, and this may be the best class of people going into the ISC Hall of Fame. And congratulations on being a part of that.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the weekend and the friendships and the recruiting efforts, I guess, too.
Yeah, right? I guess we'll see where that goes. But thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. You guys do a wonderful job up here, and it really doesn't go unnoticed. So we really appreciate you guys' work.
We appreciate that. Darren Box,
yeah, thanks, guys.
ISC Hall of Famer.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care. All right, all the best. So Joe, Hill United seemingly has this one on cruise control here. 8-0 in is it the top of the fifth now?
Top
I
of the
think
fifth
it is.
now.
Yeah.
We're looking for 3 outs here now. Potentially this game could be over with the run differential rule.
Well, that will almost get us back to on schedule, should that be the case. Joe, about what you would expect from the Hill United Chiefs. It looked like Adam in the second and third innings certainly emerged dominant, and Pablo Migliavaca has come on and shut the door. But the offense, these guys a little bit older, but still can hit the ball with authority.
Yeah, and some big power hits in this game, Blair. During that interview, Piplo Lopez cranked a home run that probably went 265 feet and drove in the leadoff walk by Bruno. So just powered the ball out of the ballpark.
Migliavaca misses downstairs. Great to talk with Darren Box, who talked about the importance of the relationships. You remember the friendships forever. The games and the memories of the games fade over time. But what stands out, obviously, for a lot, Joe, is that 2001 win for Broken Bow in Eau Claire. in Wisconsin. That team is dominant as any back in 2001. As Darren just said, racking up about 60-odd runs over the course of the tournament, only gave up about 3. Gerald Muslar at the start of what would be a dominating run where he would win 23 consecutive ISE World Tournament games, going through the years 01 through the end of 04 when they would win in Fargo.
One down now and a runner at first base. The batter is the catcher, Dennis Stevenson. Pablo Migliovaca's come in. 3 strikeouts so far. This is his second inning of work. Just the one blemish there with that leadoff walk this inning here in the top of the 5th. Pegus Redmond still looking for that first hit of the game. Pablo really working that Gorilla Gold in his back pocket. Migliovaca with a pitch, but just missing down. Two now to Stevenson. Nice drop ball there by Migliovaca, settling down Stevenson for the second time this game. 4th strikeout for Pablo Migliovaca. Alex Sutherland now the number 9 batter for Pegus Redmond. Alex Sutherland now trying to get that first scar up on the board for Pegus Redmond. Looking for the first hit. Sutherland with a pop-up. Shane Boland finding it, bring it in for the 3rd out of the inning and the final score. Hill United Chiefs 8, Pegus Redmond no score. This will complete this game now. Again, second game almost in a row now, where we can see that the evidence of some untimely walks really hurt the Pegus Redmond. There was 9 walks by the Pegus Redmond, and only the 4 hits for the Hill United Chiefs. But those 4 hits were very large in the game and scoring all the walks that reached base. So moving on to our 8 o'clock game, we'll feature the AWP Lumberjacks against the Glowworm team. We'll be back in probably about 15 minutes. Thank you very much.